Hey guys, Tech Made Easy, and it is 2021, and I am going to do the comparison of the dual blade mowers. Yep, Ryobi added a second blade, and they call it the Crosscut blade system. This is their brand new model. They've stepped up big time, and I'll tell you about it in a little while. This is a 40 volt HP high performance mower with a SmartTrex self-propel system. It sells for $599 at Home Depot. Now next to us we got the Ego Select Cut, but this is the XP model, brand new for 2021. This sells for $749 at Lowe's. Okay, so we've got Home Depot and Lowe's competition here. Listen, I'm going to be doing cutting demos. I'm going to be doing bagging demos, self-propel demos, runtime demos. I'm going to look at both of these mowers very closely. I'll be honest with you as usual. I buy these out of my own pocket. Okay, and when I get a product, I let you guys know, but to be honest with you, my channel is still way too small. So stay tuned, let's do this. All right, guys, so you already know the Ryobi is a 40 volt system. The Ego is a 56 volt system, okay? Again, these are both dual blade systems. I want to give you a little background here as well. I did about 7-8 months ago, last year, a head-to-head video with the Ryobi 40 volt versus the Ego Select Cut, the non-XP model, okay? And one of the things that we found out with the Ryobi was it had grass leakage with the mulch plug that was put in. So when I would put that mulch plug in, and it was a locking mulch plug, there was a good amount of grass leakage. So it lost points for that. It lost very few points, but it didn't include the side discharge as well, which is weird, right? So they did it this year. They included it. Look, if you're going to make a 3-in-1, you definitely want to make sure that you include everything that everyone's going to need. So guys, if you want some information on that head-to-head video, later in the video, I will put an image and a link in the upper right-hand corner so you can see the head-to-head video from last year with the leakage and all that good stuff, okay? All right, so both of these units are 3-in-1 units, okay? That means that they mulch grass, they bag grass, and they also offer the side discharge, okay? What I'd like to do now is really start taking a look at what's included and close look. So let's look at Ryobi for a minute. So Ryobi this year includes 2 batteries. They give you 2 6-amp-hour batteries, okay? These are 40 volt 6-amp-hour batteries. Now, they do have a fuel gauge, which I love, okay? That is a 25, 50, 75, and 100 fuel gauge. So they give you 4. All right, again, you get 2 of these boys. Now, this is a newer charger. It is a rapid charger, so it's actually a little better than the one that was included last year. This is 295 watts, just so you'll know, okay? You do get your side discharge, and you do get your mulch plug, which is redesigned, okay? We'll show you how to put that in later on. And, of course, you get a bagger, all right? Now, let's look at Ego. Ego does give you a newer battery this year. Battery is valued at $450. First of all, it is a 10-amp-hour battery, all right? So this is a 10-amp-hour battery, 56 volt, all right? So you do get that in the package. They upgraded the charger as well. So this is a super fast smart charger. Now, why do I call it a super fast? This is 700 watts, okay? But because of the arc lithium technology and because of the keep cool technology in this battery, okay, you can fast charge this battery and really not worry about it, okay, because the batteries are actually in an arc. Okay, they're actually in an arc, and they're wrapped with keep cool technology. All right, I'll actually put up a small video so you can actually see what keep cool technology is, and we'll come right back. All right, so now let's talk a little bit more about the charger. I will show you these chargers in action too. I'm going to plug them in so you can hear them, so you can see them, really short. But this year, as you know, you have a fuel gauge on your battery, okay? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So you get 5, and you do also get that with this system here. So it's got the same fuel gauge, all right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, as you can see, all right? And you've got a fan on here to keep your battery cool. You've got plenty of ventilation on the charger itself. It's got nice feet, so it holds that 10 amp hour battery with no issue. They're actually bigger feet. This is wall mountable, all right? So you get wall mountable with the measurements, and you do get rubber on the bottom as well. Now let's take a look at the Ryobi. I do believe that is also wall mountable. It is. Yep, there it goes. All right, they do give you measurements, and it is wall mountable, okay? Let's take a close look at the chargers and the batteries. Here is the Ryobi, the rapid charger, 295 watts. The battery basically just slides into place. It's got the 4-bar fuel gauge, all right, 25, 50, 75, and 100. So all you do is take this guy, slide it in. There's how it sounds. This light is flashing green, showing it's charging. All right, once it's fully charged, it will stay green. All right. Now, let's take a look at the Ego. Now, this is a 700 watt fast charger with smart capabilities. Let me show you the battery first, and then I'll talk to you about the smart capabilities. So all you do is take the battery, put it on top. And because the battery is heavier, it needed to have bigger feet. All right, so just letting you hear how it sounds. Now, let me take this off and tell you a little bit. So you can connect this to the Ego app, okay? And when you do, to my knowledge, it'll give you the capabilities of seeing where your battery is at as far as charging is concerned. But there is an issue currently. So it's April 2021, and when you go ahead to try to connect this on the Ego app, as soon as you press the Wi-Fi on that tool, a box will pop up telling you to call Ego. So it doesn't even allow you to connect. They should fix that soon, I would think, but just wanted to let you know. Now, you do get your mulch plug, all right? So pretty easy to put in. And you do get a rear side discharge, okay? And we'll be doing side discharge in this video so you can see it. It's okay. Look, I'm not a big fan of side discharge, all right? Of course, you get your bagger as well. Guys, I want to go over weight also. I forgot to mention this. The Ryobi is 75 pounds without batteries. Okay, that is there. And the Ego is 55.6 pounds without batteries. All right, the Ryobi is definitely noticeably heavier, but I mean, I'm not lifting it up, so I don't have an issue. Pushing it around, it's fine. My fiance said it was a little harder, but listen, feedback is feedback. I just want you to have the weight. Let's take a moment and go over warranties real quick. So the Ryobi's got a 5-year warranty, and I believe that is upped. 5-year warranty on the mower. They've got a 3-year warranty on the battery, and they've got a lifetime warranty on the deck, okay? The Ego has a 5-year warranty on the mower. The 10 amp hour battery, by the way, comes with a 5-year warranty, but you have to register it, and it's only in this package to my understanding. All right. If you don't register it, you only get a 3-year warranty on that battery. So make sure you register your stuff, Ryobi or Ego. But that's one of the stipulations. All right. On the other accessories like your chargers and stuff, I believe they do come with 3-year warranties. I know Ego's is 3-year. I couldn't find the charger warranty, but I do believe it's also 3-year on the Ryobi. Okay. All right. Let's now go over a couple of things. So they're both brushless motors, okay? So that's important. That's going to mean the motor should last a very long time. They are both rear-wheel drive mowers, okay? But they need to make an all-wheel drive. Oh, yeah. The wattage is available on the Ego. Last year's model was 1,000 watts. This one is 1,200 watts. I couldn't find wattage. I couldn't even find torque. And I sent, I actually asked some questions on the Home Depot and the Ryobi website, and I didn't get any answers. And I mean, I waited a while to get answers. So I don't know wattage and I don't know torque. Okay, so just be aware. Torque on the new Ego is 8.3 pounds of torque. Last year's model was 7 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, runtime on these two is the Ryobi is up to 70 minutes with the two 6-amp-hour batteries, and the Ego is up to 75 minutes with the 10-amp-hour batteries. Now, I did do mowing with these guys. I do have some experience with them. I will give you some information on runtime based off my experience, mostly with medium and heavy loads at times. They both have LED lights. I'm going to say that this Ryobi really looks like it's got a lot more LEDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9 LEDs in the front. Now, look, a lot of us don't mow at night, but if you're gonna, the Ego has 6 LEDs. They've got 3 on each side, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. All right, guys, we're outside, and I'm going to do a simple demo on the LED lights on both of these, and I'll also give you a drop more information. Let's start off with the Ego and see how their LED lights are, okay? So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to turn on the on and off switch on the handle, and there are the lights. Now let me turn it off, and then I'll turn it back on, okay? Now let me turn them off and do the Ryobi. All right. Now the one thing I noticed immediately is the Ryobi is definitely brighter in the immediate area. And I believe that's because they have more LEDs on their unit, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so it's definitely pretty bright. Hard to really demonstrate this way, but they are brighter in the immediate area, okay? So, again, Ego and Ryobi. So in this case, the Ryobi is definitely better and brighter. Now, one thing to note, the Ego does have an on and off switch for your lights. The Ryobi's lights are on all the time, and that means if you're mowing in the daytime, the LED lights will be on. There's no on and off switch, and there's no sensor, but it's good to know. Hey guys, I'm going to do a sound comparison so you can hear which mower is louder. So I do have a meter. Obviously right now it's pretty high because it's hearing me. I'm going to stop for a second so we can get a baseline. So we have a 42, 43 baseline, and then when the birds start chirping, obviously that changes, okay? So just keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and compare these two. We're going to start off with the Ryobi and see how the motor sounds. All right, so let's start up the Ryobi. And now, oh, by the way, what I'm going to do is I am going to put this close to the side here, okay? I'm going to be fair. I'm going to put my hand on the unit, but I'm going to keep this very close to the center part, and I'll do the same thing for the Ego. All right, so we have all right, let's start up the Ryobi. All right, I'll take a look at the average there, all right, but that was the Ryobi. Let's go ahead and check out the Ego. So we'll figure out the baselines. I'll put that right on the display so you can see, okay? As far as wheels, the Ryobi stepped up this year and has bigger wheels. And I really think it helps. Now, the grip pattern, it's all right. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty smooth grip pattern. I mean, again, we're not doing four-wheeling here, but I look at every little thing to help you guys, okay? So these are 11-inch wheels in the back, okay? And we have 8-inch wheels in the front for the Ryobi, all right? And for Ego, we've got the same wheels we had last year. So we've got 9-inch wheels here in the back, all right? And 7-inch wheels in the front. Now, again, one thing I do like is it does actually have a little bit more grip in comparison to the Ryobi. No big deal, but again, it does, and people want to know, and that's what this channel is about, is a little bit more detail and just a different review. The decks, let's talk about the decks. So the Ryobi is a polymer composite, okay? So polymer composite. And this guy here, by the way, one of the big advantages is it has a lifetime warranty on the deck. All right, so just keep that in mind, a lifetime warranty on the deck, but polymer composite. The Ego uses what they call a polycarbonate material. Again, to me, they're both very similar. You know, they've been doing this for a while. So we'll also take a look under the decks later on and look at the blades and everything else. All right, guys, it's time to take a look under the deck. These two are deck to deck. I've always been neck to neck. So let's start off with the Ego first of all, okay? So the Ego does come with 4 blades in the box, okay? As you can take a look at the deck and see, you've got your mulch plate here, all right? There's your deck. It's a little dirty right now. That's fine, okay? And we've got the mulch blade on, which is known as the gator blade as well, along with the standard upper blade, all right? They do give you the extended runtime blade in the box as well. It's a lighter, thinner blade, so it won't use as much battery. And you do get, in this specific package, the high lift blade. And this specific blade will lift your blades of grass up, act as a stronger vacuum, and cut them up as well. It's great for bagging. Some people also use that same blade for cutting and mulching. Here is the Ryobi. Now, if you notice, one of the things that they did, which is a little different, is their blades are a little closer here. Their blades are a little further away. I don't know what the advantage is to that, okay? They've got a single nut in the center. You know, obviously they've got the 1, 2, 3 nuts here, and then this thing scared me when I did the actual review on the Ego. I was like, oh, it's missing a nut. I got to bring it back, but it wasn't. It's made that way. Now, one disappointment on this deck is, you know, they've got, the way they designed the deck, you know, they didn't make a completely connected deck, so there's a lot of gaps here. I don't know if that affects mulching, to be honest with you. You know, blades, grass is made to fly around the deck and get cut up before it hits the grass. I was disappointed also in the gapping here. So again, I don't know if that makes a difference, you know, just because I'm disappointed. I do see some grass getting clumped up in there. And, you know, listen, Ego's got it a little bit here too. I pulled it out a moment ago, you know, so Ego's got some clumping here, but it's all connected. And one thing about this deck, if you look at it, is consistent, definitely a lot more than the Ryobi. Again, I don't know long-term what that means, okay, guys? Now, the motors, by the way, one thing I did notice about the motors, when you look at the motor on the Ego, and I'm going to see if I can light this up a little bit more. You can see more. So when you're looking down here in the motor, all right, you'll notice that it's sealed up pretty darn good. I don't see any exposed wires down there. I did see, though, when I looked at the motor on the Ryobi during my initial review of just the Ryobi, that there are wires down here and a plug. So I just don't know what that is long term. You know, I'm not an electronic expert. The motor seems sealed pretty well. All right, but there's some insight and a look at both of the decks and the blades. All right, let's go over how to raise and lower the deck and the cutting heights. So the cutting heights, by the way, on both these machines is the same. 1.5 inches on the low to 4 inches on the high. Now the Ego has a one-hand adjustment that I find I normally still need to put a hand on the bar up here in order to use. You know, it just for, you know, so dropping it's not a problem, right? You know, it goes down to 1, 2, but then I start moving the mower because it's not a heavy mower. So if I get it to 7, I have to just kind of hold this bar here while I'm lifting it to 7, okay? So not bad. One hand lifts all 4 wheels, so I like that. Now I think Ryobi's got a little better system here, and they did last year as well. They simplified it this year though. So again, it goes up 7 settings, 1.5 inch on the low to 4 inch on the high. And this one you can do with one hand, okay? So I've got 1, okay? And then if I take and pull this all the way up to 7, and it locks into place. So definitely a much easier system to use for raising and lowering with no issue. I mean, it's a really strong system and it really is easy to use, okay? Just wanted to show you that. Let's take a moment and go over controls. Let's start off with the Ryobi. Okay, so on the Ryobi, you've got your self-propel system, and you can use your left hand or your right hand. Your start button is here to start your blade, okay, and your motor. You do have your blade engagement on either side, which is really nice, okay? And to do self-propel, all you do is, I'm going to put it on low. I'm going to push in blade engagement and push self-propel. All right, we will have self-propel demo in a little while after this part. I will go ahead and show you my fiance doing self-propel on the slowest setting and self-propel on the fastest setting on both of these mowers coming up after this, okay? Starting the mower, all you need to do is push this yellow button in and pull your engagement. That's it. Push this in, pull your engagement, you're good. On the Ego, they call this the one-touch system, by the way, all right? And Ryobi calls this the Smart Trek system, by the way, as far as the self-propel is concerned, okay? So they call that the Smart Trek system, all right? So when I go here on the Ego, all right, if I want to do self-propel, I do have an off and an on, like so. When it's down all the way, it's off. I do have, if you can hear that, I have click-in positions, all right? So I can actually click it into position for different speeds. Again, I can click on this or this to start moving. I'm going to put this on level 1 for a minute, and all I need to do is just push one button, and there's self-propel, okay? Now, let's go over more controls on the Ego, though. Now, the Ego does come with a control for your lights, your LED lights, okay? And you can turn them on or off. On the Ryobi, the lights are on all the time. As soon as you start mowing, if it's daytime, if it's nighttime, your lights will stay on. There is no on and off switch, and there's no sensor, so just be aware of that. You know, again, I don't like that. It's not a deal breaker, but I don't like using power if I don't have to. So you do also get a fuel gauge up here. It's just not really a fuel gauge, but more of a battery indicator. And it'll tell you where you're at in your battery. But we'll talk a little bit more about how Ego allows you to see your battery through the actual battery compartment as well. So starting the Ego, all you do is push in, and let me turn off self-propel. Push this in and pull. Again, here's your blade engagement here. It goes all the way across. So all you do is push in. And that's it. All right, pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and start the Ryobi for self-propel on the lowest setting and see what that looks like. All right, guys, that's the slowest setting. It's actually pretty slow. Ryobi does not list the miles per hour on their website or in their manual, so they just say it's a variable speed. So we're going to go ahead and do the fastest speed. We're just doing the slowest, and now we're going to do the fastest speed. All right, guys, there you go, the slowest and the fastest speed on the Ryobi. We're going to go ahead and start the Ego on the slowest speed. Now, the slowest speed on the Ego is 0.9 miles per hour. All right, 0.9 miles per hour. Let's go do the fastest speed. So we are going to go ahead and do the fastest speed, which is 3.1 miles per hour. All right, we're going to go over handlebar positioning, okay? The Ego has 3 settings. It is on its lowest right now. The Ryobi has 2 settings, okay? So just so you'll know. So they're both on the lowest setting at this moment, all right? So if I go over to here, I try to show you as many angles as possible. I'm also going to pull up a video in a little while, again, with my fiance. She is 5 foot tall. I am 6'2". And, you know, she just gave you her opinion on what's more comfortable for her. I'll show that in a little while. But, you know, if you look at the handle here, as I zoom out as much as possible, you know, these are neck to neck. So, you know, you get to hold it here, you get to hold it here. Obviously with the Ryobi, you get to hold it here. Again, something's important to somebody else. That's why I'm showing this, okay? So you do get a slightly lower angle with the Ego on its lowest setting, okay? Now, to lift up the Ryobi, I love this one-touch handle release, by the way, guys. Love this. And what you do is, all you do is you grab this handle, lift it up. It is now on its highest setting, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and take the Ego. All you do to lift it up is you just grab this handle here, all right? And you've got your middle. Actually, that was the highest, so this is the middle, okay? So the middle one is very close to where the Ryobi is when you look at the handle itself. All right, so they're both, you know, when you look at, it's pretty even, all right? And then for me, this is okay, but I'd have to bend to do this. This is on the lowest setting, right? But I'm going to go ahead and put it on the higher setting, because for me, it is definitely better for me being 6 foot 2. All right. So now I've got here, but I can push with this very comfortably. All right. So just wanted to show you that. 3 settings here, 2 settings here. All right. But love this one-touch handle release. Really nice. One of the things I have help with this time around is, you know, look, these mowers are lined up, right? So, you know, let me, you know, obviously the Ryobi's got a little bit bigger wheels, but they're lined up. As you can see, as far as handle extension, this is on the lowest setting. You know, and again, I like this easy drop, right? So, you know, and if you want to bring it up, you can bring it up, or you can drop it. So that's the lowest setting for that handle. And we talked about this a little bit before, but this is the lowest setting for this handle. Now, Ego not only goes down lower, but it comes out a little bit further. That might not be an advantage, but being lower does. I'm going to bring up someone for a moment to tell you what they thought. All right, guys, so I have someone here that's 5'1". I'm obviously, you know, 6'2". And let's have this person just kind of, you know, which of these two are more comfortable for you?
Okay, this one isn't bad, but when I come over to the Ego, I'm very comfortable. I like the way it's laid out, and it's thicker here. It's just very comfortable, and this machine is so much lighter for me. It's just so much easier to use.
Okay. So there you have it. definitely the way the handlebar is shaped kind of makes it a little easier for her at her height at 5'1". And then she did point out the weight factor when you're pushing the machine. Let's take a moment now and go over the battery compartment. Okay, now let's start off with Ryobi. So they have this new dual port battery system now, by the way, which can actually use both batteries. Now, not at the same time though, so be aware. So to open this up, you just grab it from the top. You do need to hold it. I mean, it's one thing that bothers me with most mowers. You do need to hold it. But as you can see, there is a key here that has an arrow facing this side. Now, if you remember last year's model, one side was just to hold the battery. The other side actually had the connector. So now this year it's got both. But you do need, when your battery dies on one side, you stop mowing, you take this key out, you turn it to the other side, as you can see. All right, now it's facing that side, it'll start using that battery. So I wish they did some type of an auto switch system. Obviously they didn't, but that would be some feedback for Ryobi for next year. Now we take our battery, we push it in, push it down, and you're done. Now, one thing I want to show you too is you can't see that fuel gauge when you're mowing. All right, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a minute. So your battery's in, you're ready to go. Now on the Ego, you know, the compartment stays open. So I like that. I'm sorry. It's a little thing, but it's stupid, but I love it. All right, so battery compartment stays open. One battery goes inside, push it in to release it. You just pull that lever there to release it, okay? Close it, you're ready to go. So one of the things I want to point out, like I said, is when you're mowing, it is always good to know where your batteries are. And with the Ryobi system, ultimately you're not going to know until one battery dies. There's no fuel gauge anywhere here, and you can't see your battery meter when you're zooming in because your battery is covered by a lid. With Ego, they not only have this little panel that shows you where your battery's at, but they actually show you where your battery's at as well, because while you're mowing, you can actually see where your fuel gauge is at because it's going to light up, and you can see that even in the sun. So I like that feature. Again, just wanted to point out battery life, and when you're mowing, it's always good to know where your batteries are. Let's take a moment now and put in the side discharge so you can see how it looks on both of these. Now, Ryobi's got a traditional side discharge, okay? And I'll go ahead and zoom in and show you. So when you open up this Ryobi, okay, one of the things I want you to see that I was a little disappointed again, you know, I'm more of a put metal where metal should go, but they did decide to put plastic on the holders for the side discharge. Okay, so as you can see, there's two holes on here, and I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. All right, and if you can see, that plastic basically goes in there and locks into place. I know a lot of these mowers have a lot of plastic. It makes it lighter, it makes it last a lot longer, but I thought they should have put metal there. That's all, no big deal. Now, with the Ego, they have a rear side discharge. I would have preferred a side discharge. Is that a word? A side? But let me show you how it works on the Ego. A little tricky. Now, one of the things I do like about the handle is you can kick it into a middle position. So, when you go back here, all right, here's my mulch plug. Now, if you look down on the bottom, there's kind of a little groove, okay? And basically, this guy here goes in that groove, all right? But I will tell you, I've been making a mistake for a very long time with how to put this on, because I would just put it on and close it just like that and think that it was on, but it wasn't on because it would be loose. You see this? It's actually got a gap here, which I don't know if you can see that, but grass would come out. So I was putting it on wrong. So what you want to do is make sure that you have to hold this in place, and this piece here is going to lock on top. So you want to feel that when you put the lid down. Okay, and now it is a lot stronger. There's no gap on the side. As you'll see, there's no gap. It is closed, so the grass will simply come out of the side discharge. And let's just put these guys near each other. And you can see the Ego rear side discharge and the Ryobi. I'm going to go ahead and put the mulch plugs in, but I do want to show you something that I'm glad these manufacturers are doing. You know, a lot of times we are taking these mowers and we're lifting them, right? So Ryobi has added a really strong handle here, and you can grab, and I know I'm not going to be able to do this, but you can grab the mower and lift it up if you're strong enough, okay? Now, Ego has two handles. So they use this as a handle, and they also use this as a handle. So it's nice to have these handles. But let's go ahead and put the rear mulch plug, and there's only a rear mulch plug. So on the Ego, it's pretty simple, and just like the Ryobi in a moment, as you can see, your deck faces downward, so you just want to make sure you're holding it this way. Open this up, take your mulch plug, put it in, and you're done. All right, now let's grab the Ryobi. I'm gonna close this for a minute. All right, and again, one of the things I love is this handle, right? Check this out. Pull the handle and the unit just drops. I love that, love that. Locked in place, by the way, automatically. Love that. All right, I did have some difficulty putting in this mulch plug, and I know you'd say, how do you have difficulty putting a mulch plug in? So it goes in this way because the deck is facing downward. But when I tried putting this in, I want you to see that it really wasn't easy. And I'm sorry, the camera's going to shake here, all right? So I'm like, how does this go in? So I think until the plastic kind of wears a little bit, all you're going to do is go up and down, and now the mulch plug is in place, all right? Let's take a moment now and put the bagger on here, okay? So the bagger's got these clips here, all right, the metal clips here to put the bagger on. Now, I left the mulch plug in, so don't worry about that. Normally, when you're bagging, you take your mulch plug out. Be aware. Another disappointment with Ryobi, and again, this is just me. I'm sharing my personal opinion. I don't like plastic when you should be putting metal. Now, most mowers have the metal sides here, and you lay your bagger on it. This one actually has plastic. I don't like that. But anyway, you take your bagger, all right, you lay your clips on. Takes a second, it's real easy to do, and there you go. Do not push down hard on this, because if you do, hard enough, or if your kids decide to sit on this, I could see these plastic clips breaking, all right? Now, let's do the Ego. Again, guys, I'm just showing you things that you might not think about to help you make your decisions on what you're going to buy down the road. Again, I'm leaving the mulch plug in. You do see we have the metal hooks here, and it goes on the metal bar. On most mowers are like this, okay? So it definitely adds a level of strength. And all you do is lay it on top, and you're good to go. All right, guys, a little deja vu, but last year we had a leakage problem with the Ryobi. I'm going to open this up for a minute. The mulch plug, I want to show you, is fully installed, okay? Cannot get any better. Obviously, there's an area down there where you can see the grass. I can see the grass down there. It is locked in place. This is as good as it gets. Let's see if we get grass in the mulch plug area like we did last year. And we got a lot. I mean, it was called leakage. I called it leakage, grass leakage. All right, so this is set on a 4 with some decent high grass. You know, this is medium to high grass. All right, so you want to see what we're cutting. Let me go down here and just kind of do this. All right, so we're mulching, by the way. We're mulching. We got the mulch plug in. We do want to see if the grass comes out. All right, that's what we want to see. Now, if I'm not mistaken, last year's model didn't even have a cover, if I'm not mistaken. I believe last year's model, the bagger just went on, and that was about it. And the bagger also was loose on the bottom. So I think putting the cover on itself was an improvement this year. Again, I will place a link in this video and an image at some point, along with the description for last year's head-to-head. But let's get started. I'm going to push mow. I'm not going to self-propel. So all I'm going to do is push the button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch down there. So I'm going to try to hold this as steady as I can. I'm going to just watch. And look, I already see grass. All right, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to go ahead and lift this handle up. We'll take a close look. I only did a small section, right, guys? But yeah, I did see some grass coming out already. I mean, that grass was actually coming out. It wasn't like it was going. And take a look. 2021 with grass leakage as well. So something they need to work on. I will go ahead and pull the ego for you so you can see, but I'm lifting this up and putting it on my leg, okay? And I got grass back there. And this is a small section I just did, guys. You just saw this was, empty. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing right next to it with the ego. Be right back. All right, guys, I've got the ego here. It is set on a 4. All right? It's set on a 4. Mulch plug is in, and it is tight. I didn't glue it, okay? Take a look at the mulch plug. All right. Now, why is this important? Why am I talking about grass leakage? Look, you're spending a lot of money on a mower. And you want that grass to be mulching and going back into the lawn or going into your bag, right? In this case, it's about mulching. So let's see if we get any grass leakage with the ego. Now, I will lower myself as I'm pushing the mower so you can see. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to do the same thing. All right. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. I'm next to my Ryobi. Got a couple of clippings there. Okay. Open this up. And look. I mean, if a lot came out, it surely would be showing, right? I've never had a problem with the mulch plug on the ego. You're spending a lot of money. I just want to help. All right, good morning. We're starting our testing today. We're going to start off doing some self-propel. All right, guys, we are going to do our first cut with the Ego's Select Cut XP. I've got it set on a 4 due to my lawn. It's pretty high now. I've got some good grass. As you can see, got some good grass. So let's go. Let's see what the mulch cut looks like. This is the mulch cut. All right, let's take a look. I'll take a walk back. Just take a look. The lawn has a little bit of moisture, by the way. Just a little bit of moisture. I'll take the camera off. And you can see blades of grass, obviously. You are mulching. So a little wider shot there. When you're mulching, you're going to get some mulch. And that's a good size mulch, by the way. It's really nice. And that's a 4. I didn't cut it down to a 3. Decided let me do a 4. All right, Ryobi HP Crosscut. We're going to throw this onto a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 5, 6, 7. All right, so it's on a 4. And the double blade. And let's see how this does. All right, I push, by the way. I don't really use the self-propel right now. Well, motor sounds really strong. I didn't lift any of the 2 mowers. You know, the grass is decent. Let me turn around. We could see what we got here. Okay. So, yeah. Look for mulch to see if we got, I don't know if it clumped up. Some of these machines clump up and carry, well, they carry the mulch with them. And I want to see if that happened here. No, I don't see too much. I mean, I see it, yeah, I do see once you stop the blade, you see this circle of mulch over here, right? You see all that? So, I mean, the Ego did it too, okay? You could see that. So that's fine, that's a normal thing. Let me just move back and take a good look. All right. Looks nice, nice cut. You know, didn't really drop a lot of mulch that I could see with my eye. Again, let me turn around. Nice cut. I really don't see, you know what, for these 2 machines, I don't see many stragglers, which is a good thing. All right. They both have the, well, I could say the Ego's got the mulching blade on. So, to the right, Ego. To the left, Ryobi. Looks pretty good. I'm happy. I'm happy with the cut, honestly. All right, guys. I don't know if you see what I'm dealing with here with grass, but this section here is a pretty up and down high section. And this is going to be great for these 2 mowers, by the way. I'm going to do a bagging demo, okay? We'll see, you know, how well they bag and what they leave behind for these 2. All right, guys, we are doing a bagging demo in high grass. As you saw a moment ago, I have this set at a 4, okay? So we're gonna hear some motor revving. It should, in some cases, not too much. It's a short strip, but, you know, let's see what this does. Okay, well, let's take a look. The key thing we're looking for here is really minimal mulch to no mulch, right? This is a definite big difference in a cut. And when you look at the grass here and the grass there, right? So we cut a lot of grass. So let's take a look. What I need to do, though, is I need to walk a different way so you don't see my shadow, okay? So let's start here. Let's just take a nice big look. Then I'm going to start walking to see, you know, did we have any stragglers? Did we have any mulch? Nice and slow and even. I got a straggler here. Little straggler. Okay, nothing major, but little straggler. I know people want to know about that. All right. Now, let's look under the mower. Let's take a peek and see if it dropped anything. It shouldn't have, and it didn't. Okay, that looks good. So we don't have any trouble over here. It's not dropping anything. Everything went into the bag. And let's take a look at what is in the bag. All right, Ryobi. Let's take this and put it on 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, it is on a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The bag is on. We are ready to go. Let's go ahead and see how this performs. Again, I'm not going to lift. I didn't do a lift. All right. Okay, I didn't hear any major strain in the motor. And again, let me get around so I can take a peek at this here and see how we did. All right, let me take the camera off. But oh, that looks nice. You know, that really looks nice. Let's do a little bit at a time. You can see I don't see stragglers. All right, I do see some blades, you know, off, you know, on the mulch side of things. So I do see some mulch coming out a little bit, but I don't see one little straggler. Again, I think the high lift blades help these guys get up, right? That's what it's all about. Let's move the mower and see if we see anything in the front, and we don't. Looks nice. Bag nice. Okay, bag nice. So now let's take a look at both sections for Ego and for the Ryobi. All right, move the cameras out of the way since I'm my own cameraman. Let's take a look. So to the right you have Ego, to the left you have Ryobi. All right, nice high grass. Both of them did a pretty good job. I did catch that one straggler here for Ego. I did catch some mulch for the Ryobi side. But yeah, you look at this grass, let me tell you. This is a wildfire. All right, so one of the things I like is you can tilt the handle up, grab your bag. Let's take this out and see what we're looking at here. Sorry about all that close-up, but let's take a look at what we're looking at here. Okay. There it goes. Oh, mulch blade, and you know, let's take a look and see what we got here. Yeah, these are nice cuts. You know, I mean, that's my longest one there, so it's a nice cut. I don't see anything major, so blades did a good job since they're sharp. Okay, I like that. I hope that helps. So guys, I did mow a little extra in the middle. I did fill this bag up, so don't be concerned. All right, but one thing I like about this guy here is this handle release, one touch. You just pull it up and it basically folds down. So it's a really nice touch by Ryobi. Let's go ahead and take the bag out. It will be a lot fuller than the Ego, but keep in mind I did 2 passings. All we want to do at this point is take a look at the grass clippings. The pile will be a lot bigger, so don't look at that. Just interested in seeing how the blade performs. That's really what it comes down to. You know, that's really it. It's not scientific. All right, so you know, really nice cut. Again, really, you do see some long ones as well, but overall, really nice sample of mulch that you would leave on your lawn. Now keep in mind, this side was higher, okay? Knowing that you normally would bag because you're not leaving big piles of mulch on your lawn, okay? But I like the cut sample, it's really nice. Hey guys, take a moment and give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. As you can see, Brooklyn, she's waving her tail for you. Take a moment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll get notified of new videos we come out with. Also, follow us and contact us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.